You want to talk about Supernatural?
Yes, let's talk about more yummy guys.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, I wouldn't know, but
Come on.
handsome dudes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Supernatural spin-off The Winchesters gets pilot order from the CW. So this says right here, it says Supernatural spin-off The Winchesters gets. In fact, you know what, Miracle? Can you hold on? It's like you got that article pulled up?
Yeah, I have it pulled up.
Okay, there's actually another one that I want to talk about here before we get to that article-wise. There's this one from The Hollywood Reporter. This article, it says, so these are all the shows that I was going to talk about, which is there's going to be a Supernatural spinoff, which is The Winchesters. There's going to be Walker, Texas Ranger prequel, Gotham Knights Land CW pilot pickup. So a bunch of stuff. Now remember, this is the CW, so likely the chances of these all being extremely awful is like...
Well, okay. They said they're going to do a spin-off, but it's a prequel.
Yes.
I don't want a prequel. I want a sequel because they have the character Jack who becomes the new god. Because in the last Supernatural TV show, they killed off God. And, Satan's son, Jack, who's half angel, half human, basically offers himself to restore Earth. And he was going to be the next god. But he said, unlike your last god, so they named their god Chuck. Unlike him, I'm not going to interfere with you guys. I'll be around you guys, but I won't interfere with anything you guys do.
Yep. So,
and basically...
What they're going to do is the parents of Dean and...
No!
Yeah, it's the parents. So it's the network's first pilot orders for the 2022 cycle includes The Winchesters, a Supernatural prequel following the parents of Dean, Jensen Ackles, and Sam, Jared Padalecki. Is Jared Padalecki related to Adrian?
I don't think so. Let me search it up.
You know who I'm talking about, right?
Not
the
clear.
actress from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
I don't think they're related.
Okay, cool. Well, if you find out, let me know. It says, in the long-running series that concluded in 2020, the network is all... And from what I understand, that series finale was awful. Is that true?
Yeah, so how they ended it... They could have ended it on... the second to last episode because it shows that basically Jack becomes...
I just wanted, is it good, is it bad, is it really...
For me, I thought it was meh.
Okay.
I thought it was meh, but the final episode they did is where Sam finally dies because Dean got killed.
Spoiler alert.
Dude, it's been how many years now?
Spoiler alert. Jesus Christ.
How many years it has been? You can watch it.
So it says the network has also ordered a pilot for Independence, for Walker Independence, a prequel to Padalecki's current series, Walker Texas Ranger, and Gotham Knights, a DC comic show from the Batwoman writers. That's all you need to know. It's going to be awful. It's going to be truly awful. Additionally, the CW has ordered 6 more scripts for a Zorro drama that counts Robert Rodriguez among the executive producers. Being an executive producer does not mean it's going to be good. It's no.
Yeah. Also, who did you ask?
Adrian.
Nope, they're not related.
Okay, cool. The pilot order comes from CW owners Warner Media and Viacom CBS, or comes as CW owners Warner Media. Oh my God, I cannot freaking read today.
Because
this is all your fault.
What did I do?
Because you made me record early. It says the pilot orders come as the CW owners Warner Media and Viacom CBS are looking into a potential sale of the network. I have another article pulled up from there. I think we might have covered that earlier. Nexstar, which has a number of CW affiliates in its portfolio of nearly 200 television stations, is seen as a possible buyer. The Winchesters will be the third potential spin-off of Supernatural, so the first 2 failed as well. 2014's Bloodline and 2017's Wayward Sisters aired as backdoor pilots during the original show's run, but didn't go to series. The prequel, narrated by Ackles, who's also an executive producer as Dean, will focus on the epic, untold love story of how John and Mary Winchester put everything on the line to save their world, to save their love and the world. Doesn't interest you?
No. Stop with that nonsense.
Oh.
Stop.
And I'm guessing that they'll have young actors play them because it's a prequel, so it won't be...
Okay. If they do a prequel, can they have the original actor of John Winchester, Jeffrey Dean Morgan?
Yeah, they're not.
And then can they also have Bobby, the character Bobby? I love him because he's the guy who keeps on calling them idiots.
I don't think they can do Jeffrey Dean Morgan because he's older now. So they need
have scenes where they fast forward where he dies.
That could possibly happen.
And then for Bobby, Jim, how do you pronounce his last name? It's Beaver.
I don't know.
I can't English right now, but basically I love him because he was like a father figure for them too, because spoiler alerts if you haven't watched it, from 2005, basically the Winchester brothers, their mom gets killed by a demon, and then John Winchester kind of disappears and Bobby becomes like their step-in dad.
Yep.
So can you have them in there, and then can you have like Crowley like hiding in the background?
They could do that. See, I mean, maybe it works more now that people have like they tried to do the original two that they announced here. Like it says the prequel. It says so the first two, Wayward Sisters and Bloodlines, happened while the show is still on the air. Maybe now that people have been like without Supernatural for a couple of years, they'll be more accommodating to the idea of some type of spin-off, or I guess prequel is still a spin-off.
Well, I thought they're going to do a spin-off, like a sequel, because at the end when Sam dies, he has a son named Dean. Like, he names it after Dean. Yeah. Well. And he's like, and Dean takes up the mantle to be a hunter like them.
But then it probably ends up being very similar stories. I think that the story of the mom and the dad is more self-contained. Might work better. Plus, it's got more of a general connection to those two characters. It says Gotham Knights from Batwoman writers Chad Fiveash, James Stottero, and Natalie Abrams. Though it's not a spin-off of that series, it's based on DC Comics characters created by Bob Kane and Bill Finger, and unrelated to an upcoming Warner Brothers game release. Following the murder of Bruce Wayne, his rebellious adopted son forms an alliance with the children of Batman's enemies when they're all framed for killing the Caped Crusader. With Gotham's as dangerous as it's ever been, the group of fugitives could be the city's next saviors. It's CW and it's DC, so it's going to be trash unless it's Superman and Lois, and even that's going somewhat downhill right there. I hate to be so blunt, but I have exactly zero.
Well, I'll give them credit. That poster kind of looks cool, though.
The one up top in the
on GameRant.com.
Yeah,
that one kind of looks cool,
so,
but very chest heavy.
That's just art.
Yeah.
It says Natalie Abrams, James will serve as writers for Gotham Knights. So those writers that I mentioned earlier, each possessing relevant experience from their continuous work on CW's Batwoman series. Like I said, if this was season 1 Arrow writers, I would have some faith. If this was season 1 Flash writers, I would have some faith. There has not been a good Batwoman episode.
Nope.
So that's just, and remember, that is my personal opinion. If you like it, that is fine. But for me, and I think for general audiences, I don't think that there's enough there for it to be, for me to be optimistic about that. I can see it being sloppily written, full of identity politics. Just not my bag, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It's not for me. And it does matter. And then if you go down from this article farther, they talk about the CBS it says, as for Zorro,
oh god,
Zorro, I feel like Zorro's kind of like Moonfall. Like, does anybody really want this in current year?
Nope.
It says the CW is going outside its usual development playbook by ordering 6 additional scripts. Though no decision has been made yet, the extra teleplays could pave the way for a script to series order. The CBS studio drama centers on a young Latinx woman.
Ooh, our favorite word is back.
A young Latina woman seeking vengeance for her father's murder. She joins a secret society and adopts the outlaw persona of Zorro because we can't have men do anything these days. It's got to be done by a woman. That is 2022. That is identity politics. That is CBS. That is the CW to a T. That's fine. It's not my bag. If it's your thing, more power to you, but I can already see. Though then again, Batwoman keeps getting rehired or renewed despite having atrocious viewer numbers.
Yep.
So what do I know? Maybe there's a reason they're doing it. ESG. The show is one of 2 Zorro projects in development. Wilmer Valderrama is set to star in a telenovela-style version of the story for Disney-branded television. That could be kind of cool. I like Wilmer Valderrama. I liked him in his he had I was never a big That 70s Show fan when it was on, but I've seen it since, and I'm liking. See, you're yawning. I'm not yawning. You're the reason we're here doing this early. This is all your fault.
I'm sorry, but I'm just so tired of them writing all these terrible shows when you just use new characters.
Well, of course, it's kind of our own fault too, because we're reporting on CW shows. So what are we going to do?
Just cry
and be very, very sad.
Yeah.
It says Sean Treda, Robert Rodriguez, and Rebecca Rodriguez are writing the CW's version. I just can't see Robert Rodriguez writing for the CW. Rebecca Rodriguez is also set to direct. But then again, he did do Spy Kids, so maybe...
Well, then that's going to be weird. If I don't see dumb, people running around in this series... No, you remember in Spy Kids where they all look like thumbs?
Yes.
Yeah. If I don't see them running around, then you're canceled. Or if I don't see Shark Boy and Lava Girl, then you're canceled. Even though they made a second movie that wasn't necessary, and their daughter was named Guppy, and she has none of Lava Girl's powers. She only has Shark Boy's powers.
Yep. So all of this stuff comes while we find out that the CW is for sale. We reported on this last month.
Yeah.
It says the broadcast network, home to shows like Batwoman and Walker, and then they wonder why it's for sale. Is being shopped by its corporate owners, Viacom, CBS, and Warner Media. Multiple sources confirm this to The Hollywood Reporter. The Wall Street Journal, which first reported the news, says that the local TV giant Nexstar is among the potential suitors. Nexstar, which owns 199 local TV stations, as well as the cable news channel news station and The Hill, is one of the largest owners of the CW stations. It isn't immediately clear whether Viacom, CBS, and Warner Media plan to sell the entire network or retain minority stakes. News of the possible sale arrives as the network, a joint venture between CBS and Warner Media, has never been profitable since its formation in 2006. I mean, they get less than 1 million viewers per episode for most of these shows.
Yep.
Superman and Lois, which is arguably their best show right now as far as from that block of shows. I don't know how well Dynasty does or any of the other ones.
Well, they replaced one of the actresses, and they didn't say the reason why. And the actress who plays one of my favorite characters, even though she basically killed her way to get up to where she is, she was like, I didn't want to leave, but I had to leave.
Is Riverdale still on?
Let me search that up.
Says,
I think they are.
So it says the CW previously had a long-standing output deal with Netflix that helped series like Riverdale and All-American reach broader audiences and ultimately grow on linear. The pact ended in 2019 as Warner Brothers TV and CBS Studios shifted library deals to their respective streamers, HBO Max and Paramount Plus. So the Warner Brothers heavy stuff would be going to HBO Max. The Paramount Plus heavy stuff, the CBS heavy stuff would be going to Paramount Plus. Also impacting the profit margins on originals is the fact that foreign sales have almost entirely ended at CBS Studios, and Warner's look to retain those rights for their respective streamers. The end of the Netflix output deal and the loss of revenue from foreign sales created a larger concern for the studio that previously generated revenue not from linear, but from Netflix and international sales. So they made their money by... Because I remember what they would do is... as soon as a season of The Flash would end, it would be up on Netflix within 7 days, which was very early. In the past, it would be so say a show ended, an old show on network TV, so that standard 22 episode structure of a season, right before the new season would start, a week before the new season would start, it would go up on streaming.
Yeah.
So what they did is they moved it, and so you could get it right away, 7 days after after the season finale finished. You can already see it on streaming. And I think that cut into DVD sales as well, because then people just watch it there.
Yeah.
And, people aren't buying box sets like they used to.
Well, I also searched up Riverdale. There are 6 seasons, and one of the questions is Riverdale going to end? What we can say with certainty, though, is that Riverdale has not been canceled, nor has CW confirmed when exactly it will end. And then basically one of the actresses, so the actress who plays Betty. She said season 7 will be the last one.
Okay. All right. And is Legacy still on the air? I have no
Oh,
idea if
God.
Legacies is still on the air. Like I was saying, like they've milked that genre, those genres for a long time now.
Mm-hmm.
It's all identity politics, superheroes, and really, 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 really handsome vampires. Is there another? Are they just called female vampires, or are they called vampresses or something?
No, they're called female vampires. They use sexist.
No,
I'm joking.
It's the opposite of sexist. I'm trying to be respectful here.
Actually, Legacies has ended season 4.
Okay, so like they really need a new business model.
You know what? Can you just like scrap the whole
Just get rid of the whole network.
Let's just have Saturday cartoons back, please.
I'm okay with that. It says, so I just, for me, none of those shows, like, I thought you might be interested in the Winchesters, but
no, let it die.
Let it die.
Let it die, man. Let it die. It should have died a long time ago.
Okay, that's all right, man. I would have had interest in Gotham Knights if this show was coming out like just after season 2 of Arrow. You could see me drum up interest. I'd have been very interested in it. Now, let it die.
Let it grow.
Let all of these shows.
Oh.
Let the CW die.
Let it die.
Exactly.
Let it die.
So
because we're already tired of this guy. I don't know.
Gonna make a full song of that?
Nope.
Okay. Thanks for watching this clip, guys. If you want to see full episodes or follow us on social media, links are in the description below. Bye.
Bye.